I'm so late. Oh my goodness. Welcome back to the O Show, everything crypto every day. We're going to be talking about a huge Coinbase announcement and what this means for crypto, because it's more than just the announcement. It is more from just the announcement. What do you mean you got an email from my website? I don't have a website. Well, I have a website, but we're not sending out emailing things because right now we only do events. We used to have a newsletter. I actually started a newsletter for TikTok, but it was not profitable at all. And it just became way, way too much work. It was more like a cool thing to do, but yeah. But yeah, we used to use the email list for events and whatnot. But anyways, we have to talk about the crypto news because I have a theory as to what is going to happen in relation to chocolate 2.0. That's what we're going to say. Because it's just a mess. It's just an absolute mess. But this is good for Coinbase. Anybody who's over at Coinbase is probably going to be very, very happy in the future. And I kind of think that they might be one of the last crypto exchanges standing in America, kind of like the chosen one. I hope crypto.com remains and Kraken remains. But I feel like we're going to be seeing less and less of crypto exchanges, especially in America, because of all the insanity that happened. But I also think a lot of that stuff was very, very interesting time frame for all of that stuff, right? But anyways, let's get straight into it because we got to talk about the market. The market is doing absolutely phenomenal. Well, just kidding. It's not. Altcoins are not. Bitcoin's doing okay, though. So taking a look at the weekly, we look great on the weekly. But when we take a look at the daily, not so hot. Everything is pretty much down between about 5 to 10%. And some of the gainers are Aave, 7%. Ton, 10%, etc. Nothing too incredibly exciting. Now, taking a look at Bitcoin. What's going on with Bitcoin? Let's see. Why am I bullish on Bitcoin? Well, when I'm bullish on Bitcoin, I like to take a look at the range. And even though we have not broken above the $60,000 area, we have not been able to sustain. We are trading in the range between approximately $53,000 and $60,000. We are in a bull run. It's just the very, very early stages, and this is a way different bull run than what we have seen before. So primarily Bitcoin numbers going down, some altcoins are going down, and that's okay. But again, I talked about consolidation range between about $60,000 and like $53,000, just essentially so the market could cool down. Why is that area important to me? Well, we had a lot of price action between 61 and about 74, closer to about $70,000. And then we've got that breakdown below. So it would be nice to be, to kind of build a new area of support here. In my personal opinion, taking a look at the weekly. Now taking a look at Ethereum. Ethereum is holding support at $2,500. And again, I would like to see Ethereum consolidate between $2,500 and $2,800 because again, we're not going to see a lot of really, really great, big, massive price action for some time, in my personal opinion. But I could be wrong, and it's okay to be wrong. But right now, the market just seems like it's kind of cooling down. And I'm okay with that. Now, taking a look at Solana is trading nicely in our in my buy range between 156 and 120. So shout out to everybody who is trading on Solana and pump.fun and all of that stuff and everyone that's having a great time. Also, too, friendly reminder, do not keep cryptocurrency on exchanges. Don't keep crypto on exchanges at all. Someone said, what is the best cold storage wallet? What do you recommend? Paper wallets are the safest. Then Ledger, Trezor, Arculus, Tangent. People seem to like those. And also, in addition to that, if you have an old throwaway phone that's completely wiped, you can't. In the last resort, you can keep it. You can keep your crypto there on like a whatever it is you want to use, but you got to keep it offline. That's my personal opinion. But again, I'm just a dodo on the internet. Anyways, let's take a look at our first story with Coinbase. Pretty big announcement here. So Coinbase just announced CBBTC. And it's basically, as Mr. Dan said, it is basically like wrapped Bitcoin. And as most of you know, wrapped Bitcoin is Bitcoin that you can essentially utilize on Ethereum, which is pretty cool. But it's going to be probably on Base, which is very, very interesting. And remember when Base launched, or when Coinbase launched Base, and I was like, this is going to be cool. This is going to really change the game. And they did so without a token. They did it for a reason. Because they wanted to launch a chain without a token, so public servants didn't come after them. So I don't think we'll ever see a base token, but this is actually pretty cool. All this is doing is expanding the ecosystem. And why is this bullish for the entire industry? Well, because I do think that Coinbase is going to be one of the last ones standing. And I hope the rest, everybody that's still in business now, I hope they continue to stay in business. But at the same time, Coinbase seems to be the chosen one. They're like I want to say they're the custodians for BlackRock and some of the big players. Gemini does some custodian work for some of the little players, but Coinbase is like the chosen one. The public servants work with them. They work with ICE. They work to essentially offload, do OTC deals for the government. That's what they do. So I think Coinbase is essentially the chosen one. I know that we're seeing a lot of the, the crazy lawsuits that the SEC is alleging that Coinbase is selling unregistered securities, all that kind of cuckoo-ness. But I feel like it's a necessary thing that has to be done just to get with the compliance. I could be wrong though. So all this is they are expanding their ecosystem, which I think is absolutely phenomenal. It's good for them. So you're probably going to be able to use this on Base. Now taking a look at Mr. Jesse Pollock from Base Builder. To say it out loud, I love Bitcoin. I'm so grateful for its role kickstarting crypto, and we're going to build a massive Bitcoin economy on Base, which I think is super cool. But at the same time, it is wrapped Bitcoin, essentially, WBTC. It's not actual Bitcoin. And this is cool. This is good for Coinbase to build out an ecosystem. But at the same time, Bitcoin does have its own ecosystem that you can use. But when I talk about Bitcoin's ecosystem, like runes and ordinals and BRC20, it is so complicated. It is just so complicated to use. It's still a big pain in the behind to use. It really is. It totally is. So with that being said, congratulations to Coinbase. I want to know, are you guys going to be using CBTC? Will you be using CBTC? Shout out to Marcus, call me Wendy Bear. Coinbase Whales Exchange. Shout out to Rags to Riches. Thank you so much. I got a brand new foundation and I saved some money on it. Shout out to Mr. O, to Legend, Keeter. Gamer said Coinbase. Ooh, Coinbase is now live in Hawaii. Ooh, that's very interesting. I want to say that they were not live in Hawaii before. Let's read what Gamer had to say. He sends me stuff sometimes. Yep. Coinbase is now available to all residents of the Hawaiian Islands to buy, sell, and manage crypto. Again, if you decide to use Coinbase, that is a personal choice. Keeter says no on CBBTC. CBBTC. Shout out to Kentucky and smack the likes. So that's pretty cool. I do think that everybody should have equal access to crypto, to banks, and all of those types of things. So that's good. That's really good. And again, try not to leave your crypto on exchanges because you're never going to know what's going to happen. Also, too, don't do P2P transactions on exchanges. I'll explain why later. I'm going to make a complete entire video about a certain topic that's almost coming to a close after almost 2 months. It's been an absolute hot mess. But anyways, this is a clickbait story from Coinbase. Bitcoin crosses 61,000 as traders remain cautious ahead of US CPI, further unwinding of yen carry trade. And this came out yesterday. And as we all know, Bitcoin ran up to 61,000 and it dropped because we just covered it. But I did want to kind of discuss what was going on over here with inflation, because we talked about the inflation levels being a little bit lower than what people originally anticipated, which doesn't matter because we all know the cost of goods and services is not going to go down. Also, when they do the PPI, the core PPI yesterday, they did not include food and energy. And that's basically what you need. They probably included shelter, but they took the other important things out like food and energy. I also wanted to discuss this over here. We're going to listen to this little clip from MSNBC. Because basically it's talking about inflation over here. So we're going to go ahead and listen to it. And I know some of you guys are like, why are we listening to this? It's MSNBC. Guess what? You can always go to the complete opposite of MSNBC and get your own do your own due diligence. Okay. This is the source that I feel like using today. Is it a credible source? I don't know. You got to go do your due diligence on it. But let's go ahead and listen to what they're saying about inflation this morning.
Why the consumer price index rose 0.2% last month in line with expectations, actually a little better than expectations. That pushed the inflation rate down to 2.9%. And Willie, that's the first time the inflation rate has been below 3% since 2021. And the Wall Street Journal reported
inflation is down the lowest that it's been since 2021. I want to say that they said March 2021. But with that being said, what about the cost of goods and services? What about What about the not only the cost of goods and services, but interest rates, all of those things? What about all that stuff? So again, it gets to be a little bit ridiculous over here. It gets to be a little bit ridiculous, okay? Now let's go ahead and finish listening to the clip.
And breaking news that it pretty much seals the deal when it comes to a rate cut, an interest rate cut, when the Fed meets September 17th and 18th.
Yeah, we're going to have Andrew Ross Sorkin join us in just a moment to walk through some of the numbers, but this is really good news. This July inflation report, 2.9% inflation year over year. As you said, that's the lowest since March of 2021. Prices are down, importantly, for food. Those have been nagging people at grocery stores.
The prices are not down for food. In what world are the prices down for food? Where? Somebody tell me. Outside of Costco, because I do Costco shopping. So what I've done to kind of help offset inflation, the high cost of goods and services. You know what I've done? I go to Costco. I pay for the membership. I actually upgraded to the executive membership because you get cashback rewards, and it ends up, and every single time, because I go there for gas, I go there for food and like different house things. But what I do is I actually buy things in bulk and then I freeze it. That's what I do. To kind of save on different things because it's so freaking expensive. But I don't know where food and gas and all the prices are being lowered. I don't know about that. I think that's a bunch of BS. But next, let's get back into it. That's a lie.
For years now, and energy still higher than anyone would like them to be, but they're headed in the right direction. This is great news. Take politics out of it. This is great news for the country. This is great news for people who need to go out and buy things for their families. So a great report here.
What do you mean this is great news for people that need to buy things for their families? School's already started, okay? Parents have already spent more money on clothes, more money on food for their kids for school, more money on school supplies. I just spent $200. I have a box over there from Target. And even some of the generic stuff was expensive. And even with Target, I use the red card. I've got the red card because I get the 5% off to save a little bit of money. I try to do coupons and stuff, but $200 for school supplies. In what planet have prices gone down? And I'm also thankful too. My baby has, uniforms because that cuts costs down as well. But geez, man, things are not affordable.
Here, obviously, there's some politics at play here, John. This has been the issue. The one issue in the economy, despite so much good news about our economy as we make our way out of this COVID era that has been nagging, and it looks like from this July report anyway, we are definitely headed in the right direction.
Taking politics out of it, good for America. Putting politics in it, good for Vice President Harris. And
How is this good for? I'm going to just remove myself because it's not good. Because you're basically doing things at the last minute while you're supposed to be a public servant. So that's not good. It's not good. People suffered for years and years and years and years. And again, it's not just this administration, it's a previous administration. It's all of them together. All of them together. And how is this good? It's not good for anyone right now. People have already paid to put their kids in school with the school supplies and the clothes and all that stuff. It's not good for anyone.
Biden White House. I mean, this is what they've been signaling for a while. They believe this was coming. They're showing the fundamentals of the economy have been strong. Inflation had been that nagging concern. A lot of Americans still feeling it, paying too much, and register their unhappiness in the polls. And we've heard Donald Trump tie again and again and again to try to suggest that the Biden-Harris policies are what's behind this. And he reveled in that stock market slump of a week or so ago, one that has now has completely dissipated. And Joe, this is going to be a good news story for the White House.
It's not a good news story for anyone. Okay, guys, it's not a good story for anyone. And I don't want to be that dumb YouTuber that's like, Bitcoin fixes this. Bitcoin is a way to kind of combat this, but it's not the end all be all. We've got much bigger problems than Bitcoin, or than Bitcoin being able to fix this, because it's not going to be able to fix it overnight. Yes, if we have a Bitcoin strategic reserve, it can really impact things, but we need a lot of policy changes. Okay. I can't really speak much more about launching on XRP because we've already covered that for this week. And there's articles everywhere about it, but you can go do your due diligence on it. Shout out to everybody that's watching. Also, too, cancel cable. I don't have cable. I actually did cancel my cable. I did. I canceled it. Gamer says Harris has been in office for 3 to 5 years, so the current economic situation is due to her policies. Once again, the mainstream media is pushing their own agendas to brainwash people. I think it's a culmination of multiple things. But at the same time, it's not a good thing. It's not a good thing. It's not. Yeah, I canceled cable. Everything is expensive. We don't really watch it. We do more like Netflix or Hulu or that type of stuff. That's what we do here. And when you have little kids, they like to watch the same thing over and over again. So you really could get away with just like a Netflix. And they have the free ones too. I bought one of the things from Amazon, the little antennas. They're like $20. So we get access to that TV because you just pay the $20 for that. But yeah, you have to cut costs where you can, and that's okay. It's okay if you're cutting costs. That means that you're doing well. And even if let's say you're somebody who's overspent on your credit card because you had to pay for basic necessities, you're doing okay too. And I'm sorry that happened to you because it's horrible. But anyways, let's get into the next story. Talked about Jesse Pollock, base, CBBTC. All right, now my macroscope. After the market closed today, Goldman Sachs filed a 13F disclosing the following positions as of June 30th. This is going to be with iShares, Fidelity, Grayscale, Investco, Bitwise, WisdomTree, ARK. These are all new positions this quarter. Isn't it always interesting that when these big traditional financial companies disclose something, they have to do it like within 30 to 45 days. We can't just watch on the blockchain. That's crazy to me because we should be able to. But basically this story right here is that Goldman Sachs, which again, you have to remember, Goldman Sachs is a shareholder in a lot of these different companies. So if you're a shareholder in a company or a company is shareholder, if a company is a shareholder in your company, you own essentially a part of that company, a small part. So it means that they own Bitcoin in some sort of fashion. It's like the 7-degree radius thing over there. I digress. But anyways, basically this is saying that they're diversified, that they've got money in Bitcoin, and follow the money. Follow the money over here. Next. DRW discloses nearly 200 million worth of crypto ETF holdings led by ETH. So they hold over 195 million worth of spot Bitcoin and Ethereum exchange traded funds. Weighted primarily towards 150 million investment in the Grayscale Ethereum Trust. Wonderful. We love that. DWR's entry into the Ethereum ETF market may signal a growing institutional appetite for Ethereum ETFs. So DRW Holdings is a Chicago-based high-frequency trading firm. So again, TradFi people investing in Bitcoin and Ethereum products. Wonderful. That's bullish. That means that more will follow, in my personal opinion. Now, as far as the Ethereum ETF, spot Ethereum ETFs record 24 million in net inflows. Grayscale's ETH shifts back to negative flows. Another spot Ethereum ETFs recorded 24.3 million in net inflows, and then spot Bitcoin ETFs 38.9 million flow into the funds, and Grayscale's ETH shifts back to negative flows after having no flows before the first day. So again, same thing. Money goes in, money goes out. But at the end of the day, we saw Goldman Sachs has a position, Bitcoin spot ETFs, and DRW has a position in Bitcoin spot ETFs and Ethereum spot ETFs. So cool. Now, the Ethereum Layer 2 ecosystem processes a record of 12.4 million transactions per day. I use Ethereum. I just like Ethereum. I like Ethereum. I'm just an old person, I guess. Make sure you guys like and share this. That helps me. So let's read a little bit more about this story. See what's going on. So the daily transactions for layer 2s, which is like a Matic Polygon or whatever layer 2 it is you want to use for Ethereum, they hit a record of 12.42 million in August 12th. Transactions increased by 140% since early 2024. Base drove much of the growth with a 700% transaction surge in 6 months. We're seeing a lot of Solana people go over to Ethereum and Base primarily. And we talked about the story yesterday because we talked about the volume, but primarily why is because, you know, with all the memes and stuff on Solana, which again, that doesn't make Solana a bad project. People can use a chain however they want. I think a lot of people are kind of getting over with the memes, potentially, and they're merging over to Base and Ethereum. But again, there's lots of memes on Base as well. Okay, lots of memes on Base as well. Also, too, Ethereum average gas price drops 1.048 GUI, I like to call it GUI, which is about 6 cents. This is amazing. And again, you guys can check this on Etherscan. It's on the Etherscan has a gas transaction fee or gas tracker. So let's say you're somebody who likes to play on Ethereum and do a lot of business on Ethereum or whatever it is that you're doing on Ethereum. You can simply go check that to see when the best time to send transactions are. We talk about the stock market sometimes, but not all the time. I'm not a big stocky person. I'm not. You guys are funny. I love my YouTubers. Make sure you guys smash the like and push this out. All right, let's get into the next story. All right, what is this from DeFi Llama? This is the fees. This is going to be the different fees with all the different things of the things. So pump.fun daily revenue outpaces the next 24 protocols combined. Pump.fun generated $5.3 million in revenue in the last 24 hours. Revenue was more than the combined daily revenue of the other 24 highest earning protocols. So basically, Solana, Pump.fun generated an F ton of revenue, which is more than of the top 24 protocols combined, which is crazy. So this is Lido, Ethereum, all that type of stuff. Very, very interesting things. Now that we're talking about DEXs a little bit, I want to remind all of you. Again, I've been partnered with SQUIDGROW. I work for them as well. But for our SilentSwap, which is our cross-chain DEX that allows you to custody your own crypto and to swap, and it offers interoperability. So basically, let's say, for example, you're talking to X, but you need to translate that to Y. It allows you to do that. So it allows you to go from one chain to the other chain. That's what interoperability means. But the transactions are private, so you get to protect your privacy because you're all law-abiding, tax-paying citizens here. So we're in beta right now. And what do we have? We have submissions. We have 9,835 submissions for people to beta test SilentSwap. So if you're a dev, if you're tech savvy and you like to play with things, I highly, highly, highly recommend you join our beta and you play with this thing. It's a lot of fun. My team's been doing it and they've been having a great time with it. So again, SilentSwap will be out soon and it's going to be very, very important. Everything's going to be becoming off-chain soon. Now this story, we're going to do a little bit of a follow-up when it comes to Harris and whatnot. So this is from Miss Ellie. She's wonderful from Fox News. Based on conversation I've been having with Dems regarding the Harris crypto reset, it seems that her campaign staff may have been putting in the legwork with meetings, but there's only so much that can be said and done because no one actually knows what she's thinking herself for crypto policy. Meetings have been described as friendly, positive for staff, and her staff described as receptive but non-committal. That's not good. You need to be able to commit. What do you got till November to get this sorted and you can't figure it out? That's a problem. That's problematic to me. There's a push this week from industry Dems to mobilize support for Harris, but it would be helpful for voters to get clear idea of her own thoughts on digital asset policy, especially given recent reporting on who she's planning to recruit as economic advisors. Both of them, one of them was part of Chocolate Point 2.0, and the other one was just anti-crypto. So again, if you're going to hire people to work alongside you, that's anti-crypto, that's going to be bad for people that are single party issue voters, myself. Ellie ended with, it would be awesome to see and hear from VP during Crypto for Harris town hall tomorrow. So it's happening today. I'm getting a lot of people tagging me in it. They're like, Wendy, blah, 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 blah. I don't know those people. I'm like, hey, reach out to me. I want to hear what you guys have to say. Women for women. It was kind of me just being like, hey, let's see how far we can go with this. Of course, no one reached out to me. I'm a nobody. I'm no one important. And people keep tagging me. They're like, Wendy, say something. I have questions. They don't care about you. They literally don't care about you. If you are poor, if you're from underserved communities, if you even some of you that are in upper middle class, but mostly middle class and below, they don't care about us. They don't care about us any way, shape, or form. They don't care that crypto actually removes all levels of playing field out and removes all the boundaries and removes a lot of social issues that we have. Because in crypto, the more you educate yourself, the more well-versed you will be and the easier it'll be for you to make money. But they don't care about that. But you would think that they would. So again, for me, single issue voter, you guys already know. I just think it's ridiculous at this point. But hey, I'm just an idiot on the internet. That's all. And John, that's what I said. I said, John Legend said she's not even smart enough to appoint someone to speak for her on it. Something. Exactly. Because Mr. T did. RFK is so much more well-versed than Mr. T. But the fact that she's not even trying, that just speaks volumes. Actions louder than words, you guys. And again, if her policy changes, I'll kind of visit it. But at the same time, I'm kind of over at this point. I'm voting pro crypto. Also, too, Raider said about SilentSwap. He said, swap any token on any chain to any other token on any chain. That's what I said, what I meant. But Raider is more articulate than me. And Raider has been testing it out. He loves it. He's been playing with it because he likes to play with all that stuff. So he likes it. If Raider likes it, you should. Raider's actually in the trenches. I'm not really in the trenches too much. I don't got time for that. I'm a mama. Sometimes I play around, but he is. And because he uses DeFi so much, and if he's saying that he likes it and it's a good user experience, good UI, UX, you probably want to listen to that. Just like when I say gamer, give some really good alpha in the chat. But again, I'm no one important. So now from Vivek. Vivek Ramsey predicts Harris may adopt pro-crypto position. I disagree with you, Vivek. She's going to do it at the last minute and it's going to be too late. And again, some of the things that we want to note. Okay. If you really want us to support you, Harris, as crypto people to support you, remove Gensler. Have someone like Hester Peirce that is open-minded, that will compromise. Yes, we need regulations, but we need regulations that allow people to thrive. You agree with Vivek? I don't agree with him. We need free Ross. We need if the U.S. has any issue with the Tornado Cash devs, we need that fixed. Samurai devs, we need them. We need them to be left alone. They're not doing anything wrong. Okay, just because you create a product, free Ross also. Just because you create a product and somebody decides to do something bad with it, that's a you problem. That's not a them problem. Okay. And we need some sort of like, hey, we're gonna do this, no stable or no CBDCs, that type of stuff. Okay. That type of stuff. So that's what I would want to see. But again, I don't think they have enough time because the U.S. has got a lot of issues. A lot of issues. Anyways, though, that is the show for today. I'm going to try to put another media piece out for you guys. My mom is on her way because we're going to go spend some time together. And Lo's got a really cute, pretty pink dress on. We're going to go do lunch. And I'm going to see if I could get coupons for the restaurant, of course. I'm just kidding. When I go to small businesses, I always try to do the small restaurants or small businesses, and I don't ask for discounts or anything just because I know those people are struggling and they're working super, super, super hard as it is to stay open, especially in times like this. So I go and I tip good and I try to support them because I don't like the chains. And then I got to do some media. Tomorrow, no live stream. I'm going to be at Rare Evo in Vegas. So if you see me, come say hi. So we'll have some pre-record. Maybe on Friday I might live stream. We have to see. But make sure you guys stop by if you see me there. It'll be super fun. And if you can't get into the conference, I'm sure that there's after parties and things or after events that are going to be open and free. So make sure to check those out. And I hope to see you guys there. But anyway, sending everyone love and light. I got to go see what my kiddo is doing. Shout out to Coinbase for doing something kind of revolutionary. Bye. Bye, babies.